Welcome to the one and only Robert Garcia show.
Well, I can't hear this here. Just a little bit, yeah. I hear that this here. And that there.
Okay.
Well, that girl slapped me. Now I can't hear it in my ear. That's from my car accident. Welcome to the one and only Robert Garcia show. Today we're going to be talking about CRISPR.
Oh, okay.
Can you dig that?
Yep.
I
can dig that.
It's initially a new product. It's not a hair product or beauty product, but it can beautify your life if you pay attention to these certain points I'm going to bring out.
Yeah. That's a good commercial. I like it.
Well, thank you very much.
So CRISPR, yeah, I'm reading notes. You can probably hear the paper in the thing, but CRISPR's you can manipulate your DNA, and you don't have to have any experience. You don't have to be a scientist. You don't have to be. No, you can just be a regular guy in your house. You can buy this and change your DNA. Like,
Richard, I've been doing that for years.
yeah. How?
Well, I'll give it to you in a nutshell since we don't have that much time. I've always heard about things like the Fountain of Youth, the Garden of Eden, and I looked for them as a kid. I was adventurous. I thought, well, let me find them. Eat all this fruit that nobody's picked this garden in years. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is it. Then I heard about Fountain of Youth. I went swimming in them 5 holes behind the state hospital where nobody hardly goes. Nobody knows about. Not too many people know. And I thought, maybe this is it. It's actually clear water, but nobody's ever been to the bottom, and you can't see the bottom. It's real clear. They're called the 5 holes behind the Napa State Hospital. So, this ain't it. Okay, so I used to do whatever I would hear, I would look for it. Till this day, I still look for gold or jewels or, on the ground. If we're in a place that somebody hasn't lived in that long time or we're hiking, I do stuff like that. Just watch out for snakes because you can't go in any holes. Cause I've seen some big holes. I thought maybe what's down there, like little caves. So we don't go down there, snakes and shit. Okay, rattlesnakes. So, anyways, I've always been like an observer all my life. I gave myself that name. I listen to people, their past experiences, especially older people because they lived before me, and I listen and I learn for when I get in that situation, so I'll know exactly what to do or. In a roundabout way, know how to handle that situation.
But how did that make you change your DNA?
Okay, back to that subject.
Yeah.
That comes from working out, Richard. I have super DNA. Don't tell nobody this. The government will try to capture me. I've heard about that. I just have super. I hardly ever get sick. Some years I never get sick. I hate to say that because a couple times I said that and I got real sick. But I hardly ever get sick. So I changed my DNA by staying healthy. See, we're all born with cancer in our system, but it's dormant. It's asleep. Dormant means asleep. And why would you wake it up by smoking or doing drugs? Because that makes your system weaker. That's why people get cancer that are doing drugs. Like you hear about people dying that were doing drugs. Because that weakens your immune system, which is able to fight off anything. But if you weaken it by doing drugs, it makes it weaker and it makes things be able to attack you easier. So, and the cancer that's asleep in your body that you're born with, why would you give it that chance? So, how did I change my DNA? Is just by making it stronger. Is what I did to it.
Oh,
I didn't change it. I just made it stronger by working out. Like you go into my gym in shape and they'll say working out helps fight cancer. It'll say that on flyers. It's because you're making I'm guessing, they didn't tell me why, but because you're making your DNA stronger and you're making any kind of disease harder to get in your body if it can at all by strengthening your body.
So you're not
I've been
worried
doing that for years.
So you're not worried about stuff like coronavirus, I guess, huh?
Well, Richard, on that subject, the other day, that comes from China. Because I've seen it on the news. The other day, I was at the security at the fair. And this time it was cage match fighting, Bay Area Combat. And was the people that rented the hall. And there was a Chinese girl, spitting, and I looked. She was actually, it was like water, drops of water out of a little container of water. She was spitting on my, I go, hey, you better not be spitting on my blanket, man. Or I mean, on my jacket or my lunch pail. And I looked, and she had been.
Oh.
And I go, you know what? You better stop that right now. You're a girl, and that's disgusting for you to be doing that in the first place, because you're not supposed to do stuff like that. Guys are.
Guys.
Spit loogies, spit water, whatever. That makes you look less attractive. And you know, you better stop. I see there's a guy on my lunch pail, my jacket. You better stop doing that right now. You're lucky you're not a guy. I'd pick you up right now and just beat the shit out of you. And she got up and walked away. I told some other girl that I worked with, another security. She goes, you know what? You can get her in trouble. You can get her banned from coming back in here, even if she paid, because she's doing something like that.
But either way, you weren't scared of coronavirus.
That's assault. You know, I thought that's what it was. She was Chinese. That's why I mentioned that she was Chinese. And that's where it comes from, China. So I thought, are they doing that? Trying to get everybody the coronavirus?
And start with you?
Yeah, and so I thought maybe, well, she's from China. That's where it comes from. She's trying to give me the coronavirus.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing I'm like that, because I stopped. I had to wash my jacket. You know, but I shouldn't have had to do that. Why? I washed my jacket anyway.
But you don't think, just because we're on the topic, you don't think Chinese people are just all have coronavirus?
They say people that have been to China recently, you got more of a chance of getting the virus.
Right.
Okay, she's Chinese. She has more of a chance of that she had been to China before you or me.
Oh, yeah? Well, that makes
Chinese.
sense.
She's got relatives probably over there. So, yeah, I got a little nervous and washed my jacket.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. Well, back on topic with the CRISPR.
Okay.
So we already know you know how to manipulate your own DNA, but they sell this kit, and anybody could buy it. It only, look, what does it say here? It says anywhere from $30 to about $2,000 you can buy it. So you for not that much money, you could buy a kit and bring it home and try to change your own DNA.
I have a question for you. You're saying that I can change my DNA. What can I change it to?
That's the thing.
Gorilla or ape?
right. So, well,
there's no such thing as the Hulk. So,
well, that's the thing, right? They got people that are even putting jellyfish genes inside their DNA.
Yeah, they're poison.
They can glow in the dark.
They're actually using their poison as medicine. They're using poison. They're trying to find a poison from any kind of animal that they can use for medicine to cure people.
Right, but this is a little different. These are people that are putting this kind of a gene in like dogs and in vegetables and shit that makes it glow in the dark, because they use a glow in the dark from like a jellyfish or a lightning bug, or I don't know what they're doing, but they're mixing shit up. So
I know they're doing hormones.
No, but these
make
are totally,
tomatoes last longer, and they're
right.
They're what else? Man, I just forgot. In the Bible it says not to graft a fruit with a different kind of fruit. It says not to do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I would hesitate. Well, okay, we're trying to sell something.
Yeah.
To each his own.
Well, I mean, is that the first thing you're thinking? If, like, let's just say they gave you a free one. Like, hey, man, you can have a free one, man, on the house.
Well,
if you had a chance, would you fuck with your DNA?
Not right offhand. Not until I did some research on it and reading what they said about it, and then I did my own research. Look deeper into it.
Well, they've done a lot of research on it. This has been around for a minute. But they got websites where you can go on and you can pick the parts of your DNA, and it gives you the code like a computer, and you just pop it in, you inject it in your body, and bam.
Sure, but I don't know what that means. If you're DNA, if you're going to have to...
Then you might look weird.
Like slobs with me, but you're not a woman, so
No, you can take my DNA from my code, and you just splice it, put it in that thing right here, and just put it in your body.
I don't know. I'd have to do more research and reading on what you had on it and what I could find out about it before I would do anything like that as far as DNA went.
Well, it it's as easy as like when people are taking a piece of computer code is basically what it is.
Microchip.
Yeah, but when they're typing on the computer, they make the code. It's kind of like they can take that code from your any DNA, and you could take it and put it inside yours and replace something.
They do that with infants that are freshly born. They're experimenting with endorphins and cells of human infants, and they haven't came to any conclusions yet. But they're doing that to see if somebody can actually be healthier or maybe avoid catching something, because babies are so young that they're healthy, they're pure, they don't have anything. So they're saying if they can give that to a grown-up human, but they haven't reached any conclusion yet. I haven't heard any more about it.
Well, they some people use this. They're not using, because right away, I mean, for me, the first thing I thought about when I heard about this, like, fuck, I can finally do all the shit I thought about when I was a kid, right? Like grow wings and maybe some big horns out of my hands, shit like that.
You mean like the Wolverine man?
Yeah, like that.
Well, Richard, when I got into my accident, I thought I was gonna wake up like the Bionic Man or the Wolverine Man, and I guess they didn't want to spend no money on me. I woke up with a bum leg and a head injury.
Yeah, you did get kind of ripped off, huh?
Yeah.
All those shows lied to you. The $1 Million Man.
I kept some of my strength though. I went from 400 to 300, but now I'm going back up to 400 pounds again on the bench press, and I've been doing that since high school. So I've manipulated all my own DNA like that, because there's people that work out that will never do that much weight in their life. So in that sense, I've manipulated my own DNA.
That's true. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, in
other ways, working out is like a learning experience. As you work out, you're thinking of new and better ways of what you would like to look like, or something that you would like to do. You're thinking of new and better ways to do that.
Well, some of these people, they want to do it to like fix diseases that they say are in the DNA. Like maybe somebody's a midget, or maybe I shouldn't say midget. Like somebody's like a dwarf, genes. Or like maybe somebody born with cancer. They say maybe it's in the DNA, stuff like that. They're trying to repair things that they think are genetic diseases. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which is good.
They're doing that with the cells of embryos. They're not even born babies yet. Embryos. Let me feel I stand corrected. And they're doing that because those genes are so pure in human beings that are unborn, that they're doing experimentation, science experimentation, to see what they can and can't do, what they can change, what they can eliminate. And they haven't came up with, I haven't heard any conclusions on that.
Well, usually drugs and things that the doctors and stuff do, they have to get approved by the government. This here doesn't have to get, this is not approved by the government, and they can still sell it. So, you think that could be dangerous?
Yeah, well, because there's a lot of things like that, Richard. If you watch the commercial, watch TV, and I've never seen this before. They want everybody on drugs. If you get nervous, take this drug. It might make your eyes and your tongue roll to the back of your head and neck, but consult your doctor if it does that. You'll be dead by then. But there's a lot of commercials like that, and that's because they haven't gotten approved by the Food and Drug Administration yet, and they're still selling them.
They got it premature, pending and stuff. Well, or they approved it and they just approved it because they paid them or something, maybe.
That could be. You could have a point. They might pay them to approve it, but they're not officially approved.
Well, it can't be a good drug if it makes your eyes roll back your head.
Well, I mean, that's why I can't believe it. Like, whoa, I'd rather not take the chance of my eyes rolling in the back of my head while I'm sitting in a movie somewhere, or sitting in a restaurant, and my eyes all of a sudden start rolling to the back of my head, and I start doing the fish out of the water on the floor. I mean, I'd rather not do that. Take that chance.
Yeah.
But I don't know. People are so desperate that they would rather, they got nothing else going on in their life, and they just don't care if it makes them do that or not. They'd rather take the chance to see if that happens.
Yeah. No, I agree. I don't like taking that chance either. That's why I don't mess around with much. But
yeah.
Well, so back to this DNA manipulation, right? everything has DNA, right? Plants, animals, insects, you.
Right.
So this means that these guys have the ability, because some of these guys use this for like their dogs. They're dog breeders, and they use it to do, like, one guy was making a glow-in-the-dark dog. You know, like, weird shit.
Okay.
But do you think this is good, or that's not good, that anyone could buy this and just fucking make whatever they want? I mean, think about it. That's nature.
I think if we're that far in technology, Richard, it's in my X and Y genes. I got my inheritance early, thin hair. Why haven't they got something to grow hair if they're that far into experimentation?
Right, but that's the thing. They might be able to fix it doing it like
glow
this.
in the dark, but can't make your hair grow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you might be able to do that with this. You might be able to take the gene that makes you go bald and change it. You know, so like in that sense, if they could do that, if they told you, we got a code for that, would you do it? Or would you be scared? Maybe you just get covered with hair, like
on Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you do it?
You know, I'd hesitate, Richard. Like I said, I'd have to research into what they had.
But I mean, let's just say they say
what I could find out about it.
But let's just say they say, yeah, man. I mean, it's legit. You could spice your genes and your hair might come back. Would you fucking try it?
No. No, because I never have been a crowd kind of person, because he's wearing Nikes. Let me start wearing Nikes.
Right.
I wear what looks good on me.
Let me ask you this. So let's just say this in the next 5 years, this has become a big thing, and all these bald guys are going, fucking grew my hair back. Check it out. Better hair than ever. Look like Elvis Presley, everybody. And you were like the last bald guy left. Would you do it? Would you say, fuck him? I don't want to be the only one.
Nobody's never put it to me like that. But now that we're on the subject, the last bald guy left. You got a good point. I accept all the possibilities that maybe there are, maybe they're unexplained. Yeah. There's a lot of possibilities out there that we don't know about.
So you might be able to grow your hair back.
It's a possibility. Roy told me that he put old motor oil on his dogs that they had mange and they grew their hair back. Stuff the mange. So I tried, it didn't work. I heard there's a soap in Mexico that helps you grow your hair back though. I've heard that for years. But I don't know anybody that... Well, my sister. I can ask her to pick some of that up. Ask about it and pick some up. Yeah. I like to have my hair back, Richard. I miss my hair blowing in the wind. That just waking up look, just getting out of the shower look. When you're trying to decide what how you're going to comb it. I miss all that. Okay. Girls rubbing their fingers through my hair. Man. Now he's got a bald head, and it is what it is. I got to try the best hat that fits, that looks the best, instead of combing my hair. You know, I think VO5 killed my hair, but I can't prove it. Now, since we're on that subject, I might as well bring that up. I told Alice that before she passed away, and she was busting up laughing. Alice was just rolling her eyes at me.
Well, I mean, it's all... What's making this funnier is that you got the hat on your head right now.
Well, I got it. I don't have no hair.
Yeah, but it doesn't even fit your head.
Well, because I got these headphones on. And then plus... Richard,
it's like hella small.
You gotta say maybe it's his eyebrows too that make it look that like his hat don't fit his head.
Oh, fuck!
You gotta attack it from all angles.
Yeah.
You can't just take it from the hair angle. You gotta say maybe his eyebrows have a little something to do with it.
I gotta get you a better hat.
This is actually an expensive hat. For a hat, it's only like $20-something, $30.
God damn. It just doesn't fit your fucking head.
Well,
it's just on the top.
Well, it's because we're in it's kind of warm in here. Look. This is how I usually wear it.
Oh,
when it's windy, so it don't fall off. It hugs my head.
Yeah.
And I need a hug once in a while. We all need a hug. Like right now, I need a hug, but you're a guy, you know. Hey man, I need a hug, man. Some guy used to look at me like that. Some guys used to actually give me a hug. And I go, hey, I was just kidding, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there was one Chinese guy that go, hey, you big, huh? You real big. And I go, hey, man, cut that out, man. What do you mean by that?
All right, back on topic. You know they can crossbreed, animals, plants, your food.
Right, yeah, that's called...
Right, no, but with this, I'm talking about with this CRISPR, with the DNA. I don't mean they're just mixing it up in a jar. I mean, they're changing the DNA. What do you think about that? Because, look, here's the thing. When you eat that food, animal or plant, it has different DNA that you've never eaten before because it's completely made up.
Now,
Can that not be good?
Does the different DNA consist of pesticides or pesticide-free?
No, I think it's pesticide-free.
Because I'll tell you why I asked that question, Richard. I do a lot of research. Even in the Bible, it talks about all that. It talks about people, at the beginning of time, people ate only vegetables. But when they moved to meat, their bodies and brains developed faster, except for the pesticides brought diseases. Other than that, the meat was better than fruit.
Well, so this
at the
is...
beginning, people only ate fruit and vegetables.
This isn't like a chemical. Those are like chemicals, pesticides and stuff. They're like poisons and chemicals, but this is not a chemical. This is just your DNA. You know, that thing looks like a ladder and it's twisted. They're taking that inside your body and they're splicing it, and it's your code that makes you you. So they're changing this shit.
Kind of like a fun house, kind of.
Well, it can turn you into whatever you want.
Now you're scaring me.
You know, basically is what they're saying. They're using it for like drugs, cure diseases, but they can do whatever they want.
You mean
with
it can make my eye do this?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you can already do that with your eye.
I asked the doctor, hey, something's wrong with my eye, man. He goes, let me see. And my eye moves a little bit up sometimes if I wanted to. And he goes, there's nothing wrong with your eye. That's just muscle control. I go, oh, that's why the chicks like me.
Yeah.
Okay, you just explained it.
Yeah. Well, here's one that might grab your attention.
All right.
One of the things they can do with this, well, here's the things that people are doing with it, right? Like I already mentioned, the glowing puppies.
Right.
Trying to make cures for like HIV and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which they already cured 2 people supposedly of HIV by changing the DNA in their bone marrow and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. The bone marrow. Yeah.
Then they got what is this? Boosting muscle mass. So there's you ever they got these people they're born with they say it's a genetic flaw, but what it does is it doesn't stop their body from growing muscle. So like they be having like little kids that are just yoked out, but the problem is it also does it to their heart because they get so yoked their body doesn't know what to stop building muscle on. But they want to try to use this DNA splicing to do a similar thing so that people can grow muscle mass. Well, you know, would you do it if they said, man, you could get 2 times bigger than you ever fucking been?
Already, way before that experiment started, there's 3 types of bodies that work out and get big. There's the chubby guy, there's a skinny guy, and then there's a muscly guy. Ectomorphs, endomorphs, and endomorphs. It's in a book. Those are 3 different scientific names for body types, body styles, before they start working out, but they can get big. That's all I know on that subject.
So, but what if you could change which one of those you were?
I think everything's fine. I'm happy with the way I look. I'm happy with the way I've researched into my. Can I tell you something? Some scientific stuff, Richard?
Yeah.
That I've read? Okay. Man, I don't know what it is, man, but I've always gotten chicks. And I don't know if I give off some kind of animal scent like they show on Animal Kingdom when animals are in heat, the females pay attention to them. They can smell it. It's in the air. Their hormones are working overtime. And that just made me more arrogant, and I don't think that's good. Conceited, arrogant, I don't think that's... girls don't like that. Some do and some don't. Some like guy that's confident, and over the years I've ran into all different kinds, but I've never analyzed girls and don't want to. And it just when it happens, it happens, and it happens more often than not. I'm content with just that, with the unexplained. That's one of the unexplained things, and I don't want to experiment or explain it, and it just happens, and I'm happy that it does.
But no need to change
No.
Nothing. You feel good the way you are.
Yes, sir. You guys talking to Robert Garcia right here. They just automatically they dig the scene when they're around me, so they're attracted to that.
So here's the next question I got for you. If they can change DNA, right?
Uh-huh.
Would you be worried about, even if you didn't want to use it, would you be worried that they could use that technology to make like a master race of just whatever, whoever thought was the perfect race, and then they try to take over?
You bring up a good point, Richard, because I heard that they could use your DNA for other people, or they could use other people's DNA on you. So when I got into my accent, this is why I say bring up the good point. This point where I brought that up. When I was in the hospital, the doctor asked me if he could take a scraping sample of my bone. He goes, "You live, man. You're really healthy. Can I take a sample of your bone?" I go, no, you can't, because they gotta have your permission before they do anything. Take anything, do anything, any procedures to you, or take any samples or anything. They have to have your permission to do it. So I told him, no, you need my permission, and I'm not gonna give you my permission to take any kind of sample of my bone, scraping or anything, whatever you want to call it. They've been wanting to do that. They've been wanting to find another world that we can live and breathe on, like the Earth. But only they're not going to find another world. I wish them luck. But they're not going to find one, and that's only because I believe in God, and God created this world. He didn't create any other world that I know of. And they say evolution made it to where we could breathe and we don't float off into the space, and the sun is just right, makes the plants grow.
Yeah.
The moon has a gravitational pull on the Earth, moves closer every 4 years, it gets closer and closer. They used to tell people not to go outside because it has a gravitational pull on the water. It's actually low tide in the river. When the moon comes out, the water goes into the ocean and comes back when it's high tide. So they thought it would make people crazy because we're 95% water. Don't go outside during a full moon, it'll make you crazy. They learned later on it was just a myth. But I've experimented just when it's a full moon. I actually feel more energetic. And when I was a kid, I felt like this. When I lived with Aunt Lucy. And I always she told me to go out, and I was not to go out. I couldn't go out, and I go, why? And she goes, you didn't do nothing wrong, but just because I say. Because she wanted to teach me authority. To mind authority. I was just a kid. And she knew better than me, because she was an adult. But I would sneak out anyways, and I think the moon called me. I don't know, I just felt, it didn't call me like verbally, like say, come on. But I just felt more excited. And I had a lot of girlfriends when I was young. When I was in elementary school, I had girls paying attention to me. And so they would always invite me to their birthday parties. And so I would always sneak out with my friends, with girls, just go for rides on Jefferson Street. It was exciting to me. But it was more exciting when it was a full moon. For some reason, I don't know I don't know why I felt excited during those times, if there's any truth to that, the moon has an effect on you, or if it doesn't, or if the light was out at night, it was kind of lit up.
Yeah.
The Bible says he created the stars and the moon and the sun, but he created the moon for, the sun for in the daytime, the stars and the moon for at night. Well, the moon and stars get their light from the reflection from the sun in the daytime, and so they shine at night.
So let me say, now I know you, by going off topic, you must not be worried about this. But I'm wondering.
Well, I don't want my hair to grow back. If we can make that happen, then I'm all for it.
But I mean, it doesn't concern you that there's this technology that, like, maybe white people could try to turn everyone white, or black people could try to turn everyone black, or they could try to make a master army of just yoked ass, super fast ninja dudes. I mean, that don't worry you a little bit? That any of those things can happen?
All of that, Richard, would be the government. And that would be for the purpose of the military. So if we ever got into another war again, we could put it into our soldiers, and they would be unstoppable against whoever was opposing us. So I think if there was such a thing, they've experimented. And so far that I know, they haven't found anything, but I may be wrong, because they keep stuff like that a secret.
Well, they have it now. You can buy it. I'm telling you, this is what this is. They can change your DNA. So you're not worried that they might try doing that? I mean, you think about it, anybody can buy this. So you can have a whole bunch of, let's just say, black power, brown power, white power, any Asians or whatever. You can have any of these people that could try to start creating like a master race. You know?
I've heard of that.
At home, though. They could be doing this at home with this kit. That don't concern you? That while you're at home watching TV, somebody else could be engineering a little master race army in their house?
It doesn't concern me because if there was a reason why it should concern me, please let me know. But at this point in time, it doesn't concern me. All that concerns me, Richard, and it always has, just having a job or something that's going to bring up the money that you need for your way of living, your standards of living, that you have enough money for that. That you have, you're a man.
But not if someone else is making a master race behind your back?
They say...
What if they come and get you?
They say sex is a misdemeanor. The more you misdemeanor you get. And you get aggressive. Guys do. So, as long as I got a nice piece of tail and some cold beer and I get a place for my working out that I can do, because I know basically how to manipulate my body. Let's just say that.
Well, so what happens if somebody's at home and in the next 10, 20 years, this whole next generation is all genetically engineered people and they're just a little taller than you. Maybe got their full head of hair, maybe
that's already going on.
A giant bit to their knee.
That's already going on.
But what if you get a whole generation of this? Well, how you gonna get any pussy after that? You're gonna be the only guy that don't got all those things.
I have Richard.
They just master race people, bam, and you're out. You're like, fuck.
I have what you call confidence in that. And I'll tell you about what I was going to tell you. I read a book, and I heard it on TV or radio, that when you work out, you give off a certain, I don't know if it's into the air, or if you give it like a smell, but you give off a certain hormone that females are attracted to, real attracted to. And they're so attracted to, they make it a little bit obvious, and that they're aggressive towards that male. And this is no bullshit. I heard something on TV or the radio and I'm thinking, well, that's why I get chicks, because I work out. My hormones are strong, and I make them stronger by working out. And I take things to make them stronger, like protein, amino acids. Well, you make me give off my secrets. Gays me sold, not told. So I have to charge you a cheeseburger next time I tell you all that information. But actually, so me working out makes my hormones stronger, and it said on this when I was listening to, that women are physically attracted to this. It gives off like an aura or something.
Yeah, but what if all the genetically engineered perfect
like
people have that same?
If you ever watch Richard,
maybe twice as much.
Go into my gym.
What happens then?
And watch me enter the gym, and watch the reaction of the chicks.
Yeah, but here's what I'm getting at.
There's a big reaction.
What if they splice the DNA in all the kids coming up, that they all have twice as much hormones and all that shit going on that you're just talking about? What the whole next generation? I mean, what happens to you? You get phased out. You're like an old school car and everything.
That's how I think of that, Richard. As long as it benefits future children in this world to live longer, then I'm all for it.
Okay.
I'm not against anything having more than me, or they're better than me. I'm not into that. He's better than me, or he's got more than me. I'm into congratulating people when they're better. That if the world lives longer, that's going to benefit me, because I'm part of this world. And the earth is going to be here for a long time to come. I'm all for a genetic change if it has to do with making children stronger and live longer and healthier. I'm all for that. More athletic. I'm all for that.
I could do
anything that benefits this world and the children and the people of this world, I'm all for it.
I could dig that.
Right on.
Well, maybe we should end it there. This topic. We'll jump on another one in the next episode here. I could dig that, man. That's a good.
Yeah, I'm all for anything that betters this world, or the children, or the people of this world. I'm not in this world for myself. I mean, I was put here. As you grow up, you like and dislike people. You meet people that like you and don't like you. And that's anybody and anywhere you go. Any town, any city, any country. But I'm all for people being happy because they discovered a new drug or a new girlfriend, or they got a new job, they're getting paid more money. I actually had a friend one time, Richard.